What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, I want to talk about this dude, Kawhi Leonard, man, who, um, at this point, man, and look, I know he has his fan base, I know he has his fans, man, but I really have grown disgusted with this dude over the years, man. And at one point in time, I used to defend him. I used to defend Kawhi Leonard. Especially after he won that championship. I saw him limping around. At that point in time, I thought to myself, having watched what a diseased patella tendon can do to a career, or pretty much ended the career of Mark McGuire. I said to myself, he probably is not going to play more than 2 or 3 more seasons. Okay, so I didn't really have a problem at first with the load management until it started becoming so excessive to the point where, you started questioning certain things. Like, supposedly he was supposed to come back at a certain timetable by these media reports, but then it get stretched out by a month, then another month. It seemed like he really didn't show any real urgency to try to come back and help the team. It's like it was happening every year. He was supposed to have these injuries, right? But it seemed like sometimes the injuries were grossly exaggerated. And, it just got to a point, man, like, I think it was, I think I finally grew totally fed up with him. What was it, the year before last, when he had that amazing playoff performance in that first game, and then he just was completely, shut down for the rest of the series. And I'm thinking to myself, man, look, man, if this was the regular season, I get it. But man, I don't know. Look, I'm not in his body. I'm not the trainers. I don't know everything, but it just seems to me like, based upon what some people say, Kawhi could be playing at 80%, but he chooses not to. He could be playing at 70%, but he chooses not to. And basically, he's trying to stretch his career out as long as possible and get as much money as he possibly can while playing as few games as possible. And that's just, he and increasingly LeBron James are the biggest, you know what I'm saying? They're the biggest culprits of this shit. He's exactly what Michael Jordan, they are exactly what Michael Jordan was talking about. So now all of a sudden he had this sprained ankle, right? So usually when you sprain your ankle, okay, you might miss a couple of games, right? It's turned into 3 or 4 games now, right? Now all of a sudden it's been reclassified according to reports as a high ankle sprain, and that therefore I saw a report saying he's gonna miss the next 7 games. I'm like, wait a minute, how did this go from an ankle sprain, a day-to-day ankle sprain, to a high ankle sprain? And like I said, I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, but it just seems like there's always something with this dude. There's something always with Kawhi Leonard. At this point, it's like this. If you can't stay healthy to this degree, if these are legitimate injuries year after year after year, then retire, bro. How are you helping the team when it's the same script every year? You play 50 games, maybe 60 games, Miss a shit ton of games, ruin the team's continuity, ruin their seeding, right? As far as how they could be seeded. There's never been a championship team lower than a fourth seed, except for the '95 Rockets. Other than that, there's never been a lower seed to win a championship than the fourth seed. So if the Clippers are fifth and sixth, they're not really most likely to go anywhere considering the health of the team. Then in the playoffs, he gets hurt. Used to be at least during the playoffs, Kawhi Leonard would stay relatively healthy. Now, since he joined the Clippers, he can't even do that. Now, it's not just, it just shouldn't be on him because he's not running the show. Steve Ballmer's running the show. Clipper fans should be incensed at the inept leadership of Steve Ballmer and the shit that he's pulling and the shit that Kawhi Leonard's pulling. Now, I'm not even talking about the whole under the table getting paid whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to speak on that because I haven't really been following it too tough, but it does seem suspicious. I know supposedly the NBA cleared Kawhi Leonard aspiration and all that, but the NBA also cleared old boy Terry Rozier, and come to find out he still was probably dirty, or at least there was enough evidence to suggest an investigation. So the NBA clearance don't mean shit under Adam Silver. But yeah, man, this guy has missed now 393 games. So he's about to miss 400 games this year and beyond, more than likely. He's going to push past 400 missed games in his career. That's a lot of missed games, man. This guy has missed something like 36% of the games he's played in his career. Or at least 36% of the eligible games he could have played in. 36%. Can you imagine if you missed 36% of your work year? Do you think you still be employed? 36%. That's what is that? 36% is more than four more than 4 months worth of work every year. Do you think you still be employed? And like I said, people say, well, people can't help that they get hurt, man. At some point in time, you're being selfish because you're hurting the team with all these injuries. And if there's any truth to any of this shenanigans or this, if there's any truth to some goddamn cahootinizing going on between Steve Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard, that contract will become void any goddamn way. So I don't know, man. I just feel sorry for Clipper fans, man. They have no luck. It's the same shit every year. They're 3-7, I think. I think they're gonna be without Kawhi Leonard for a minute. Just sucks, man. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.